should straighten their behind up in a hurry because they look. Forget about 10 years ago, no Arab Spring. This stuff here, we've been telling them Najaf, Karbala is all, it didn't even make sense till last year. Same day, it's the 3rd, isn't it? Yeah. Soleimani gets martyred, and the whole shape, everybody come out of the house. Everybody's out in Iraq. Everybody, and they're trying to cause fitna between Iran and Iraq, and they take both bodies to Najaf and Karbala, and then they take them to Iran. And everybody's out by the millions. 7 million in Iran. In Tehran. 4 or 5 million in other cities. I don't know how many people's out today, but after 1 year, they have that again. Okay. The same thing was what's going on now. They should have a few details. They don't have the details because they just white. When they cut me out, they cut themselves and the white folks only. So that's not smart. That's not smart, and it's not good. Okay, do what you want to, because in all other fields they're doing very well. We feel very happy about. Years ago, we had a program in Tehran, and Zarif was managing the program. And so they said, Muhammad al-Assi says that the United States is going to attack Iran. What do you say? I said, they can't attack. They want to, yeah, but they're not going to pull it off. Shoot, that was 7 or 8 years ago there. Ain't no way. They can't do it. They was in Afghanistan, losing. And the trick was to get them in Afghanistan to make them feel real tough about Iraq, and they floated over there with that bad attitude, and they still crying now. You can still, they're crying rivers of tears right now. In Afghanistan, and the Taliban, all of them, they don't know how, I'm not going to say dumb, but inaccurate and in just that a Taliban, you ever see those Muslims that have a blank look on their face, you know what I mean? That don't, from that crew, they got a blank look. It ain't nothing happening. It's just like, what do they say, the elevator, the lights is on, but the elevator don't go all the way to the top. Hey man, I seen we was in Pakistan, Brother Zafar and I and Brother Muhammad al-Assi, we was buying some books down by the tomb of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the first leader of Pakistan. And there some of them was blank, nothing going on psychologically. They'll kill you because they just robotic. I said, man, we better get out of here, because we all knew what we was looking at. I said, we better get out of here. If they knew who we was, these Iranian-friendly Sunnis and all of that, hey, man, these guys, hey, that's why let them keep on. I'm not feeling like anything is going to happen because the Islamic Republic got their stuff together. But it's something that some parts of it they don't have together. And the only part is the contact. The foreign ministry controls the contact with all the outside world. See, our friends, our people we know, most of the ambassadors and all of that, intersections are in the hands of the white folks lovers. That's what I just said. Call them white. The white folks lovers. No, you can prove. They show you. Hey, some of them. I got a friend that you would think he was running for the president of the United States. And they ask the kind of questions that, right? We didn't see them on TV. Hey, it's clear. And then old Don, when he takes people's visas away, he said that person cannot come here anymore. So they won't be able to come back till Don leave next week, or whenever he leave, right? He'll be back right on the show, same ones. Hey, right? This is something we have to be patient with. That if someone has to be thrown overboard and straw choosing, usually they're going to fix it so the Negro get the straw to get thrown overboard. Every time. They can't help it. And you gotta work with that. You know, you have to work with your people that don't care nothing about you. They care more about the ones that's trying to kill you than they care about you. They do. They listening. You could turn flips and swim backwards for 40 miles. You can go underwater for 19 minutes. It don't make no difference. Just don't make no difference. They going with boss man. Boss man stay underwater 2 minutes. Boss man has got it going on. This is because we've been trained. We can't overlook training. We've been trained for this. So now here we come. Everybody's believing foolishness, and you're going to come with the truth. You got to allow them time to digest the truth. So that's why we're calling this strategic openness. Now I'll speed up a little bit. Foreign ministry controls access to embassies. That means the people in Iran that are having programs with outsiders, the outsiders is inviting everybody are inviting crackpots and crazy people. That's who they're inviting. And that's why they're having programs on Hollywoodism. And they was mad when, what was that movie? Yeah, well, that movie, that's the movie, yeah, that was the movie. Uh, yeah, Argo or something like that. They was mad because they was making fun of Iranians. I said, don't worry about them, they make fun of you. Or the only movie that they could figure out is 300. Right, go ahead.
I'm glad you're saying it because my question is, how can you be in a country and you're constantly hearing negativity about you or threats going against you? You know, and there's no response. And that's always been a question. If you're Iran and you know
Right.
how everybody is, they don't have a show that Iran isn't mentioned
Right.
in a negative context.
Right.
And then we don't hear or don't see a collective response to deal with that.
No, first of all, Iran got his hands full, and they've dealt with, from the war on. You got to remember, everybody's giving them poison gas, everybody's doing everything to them.
Right.
Okay, now, the best economy in that area is the Iranian economy.
No, I'm not talking about Iran.
Right.
I'm talking about here.
Oh, how can the people here talk about Iran all the time? And well, that's what they're telling Iran. The white folks here are telling the Iranians that you get these white folks and we'll get you. That's right. They do. They sound. Right. I'm telling you, the stuff I heard from the guy's book was the same thing. If they asked me about something about Iran, he said exactly the same thing I would have said. Now, that means when he was in Iran in 2017, he was trained by the Iranians, by the semi-good guys. Why do I know they trained him? Because my other friend is sitting there down at the big studio, all down. I've tried to tell the National Negro about Velayat Faqih, but he's not getting it. I said, well, what? I said, look, I said, you remember the war? Yeah. I said, Saddam Hussein had a program, an Islamic program in Baghdad. He invited him. And he was on Saddam's side because Saddam was passing out money. I said, now the other thing is, when he was on the plane back to America, he had a vision. And he was beamed up. A lot of people haven't been beamed up. Some of us have. He was beamed up to the mothership. You ain't never been on the mothership, so don't worry about it. I'll tell you about it. And on that ship, he saw Allah. Y'all can't see Allah, so don't worry about it. And he saw the Lamb without spot or blemish. And he came back and he gave a lecture. And after a few black nationalists tried to box him in on it, he stopped talking about it. But I got the lecture somewhere. Yeah. So you're trying to tell the National Negro about Velayat Faqih? And the National Negro have taken at least 5 or 6 shahadas that I know of. Right? All different shahadas with a promise of, I said, now when the Yahoo talked to him, it scared him to death. You know, he got to playing the fiddle, Mendelssohn, to show that he wasn't anti. Mendelssohn, I guess, was a Jew, became a Christian or something. That's a lot of stuff. I said, we don't do that. Can't nobody tell us nothing. Can't nobody tell us nothing. And how you going to tell him anything and get him to understand about Velayat Faqih? They don't get it. Some things they don't get. And then they go by numbers. There's 20 million of them. I said there's about 200-300 at least, you know. So the biggest group of Muslims in America, African Americans, are us, not them. But the news don't say that. Whenever the National Negro get in trouble, here come the news. Remember the 1 Million Man March, the 2 Million Man March? Ha, 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 ha. Nobody's gonna come. So all the Negroes packed up every bus in the country and filled up the place down there. Not the 1 million man, 2 millions. It had to be. You see that march? It was just, look, you couldn't find no place. You could feel the heat of the people. Outside, you could feel the heat, and the money, they had them big garbage bags that we have, them big old 55, just stacking full of money. And I heard a few weeks ago, some people say that money, but I said, go on and say it so we can catch you in another lie. But anyway, we have a certain gift and we know it. And that certain gift, look, at first you have to use a little discipline to stick with it. But if you got a gift and you know you got it, right? The way you know you got it is you follow that at first. You follow it. Because a lot of people, they get those same hints, they don't follow that. They follow the money and but you follow it and you say, oh, yeah. And then things get better and better and bigger because the gift is the thing. The gift is bigger than the person. Now they call them powers, like all the magic people on TV. They got powers. Right? Powers. They get gifts, you know. And I'm not going to have time to go through it. I wanted to go through a whole lot more. But whether it's friends, whether it's family, we're going to be speaking directly, because it don't seem like that there's time left for another 10-year, 15 or 20-year strategic move. See, it was 10 years ago we was just talking about, this seemed like last week or something, no, about the thing about Libya, hands off Libya, that we did where Kennedy was killed down there. I'm telling you, that was 10 years ago. Remember the date, 4/16. So that was April the 16th, 2011. That's 10 years ago. That's 10 years ago on that one. But how did it come out? It came out and nobody was talking about it at all. All the stuff about not going for power. We got books, I got in a book, The Power of Islam. Get power. We said at that time, don't take no power, don't take no power. The Quantics, they know better. We know better than niggas. What are you talking about? Plus, we've been over there to talk to Obama. He told us, you go ahead and do what you want to do. I said the same thing he told, Miss Gillespie told the poor guy, Saddam, they killed him and everything, and now he's a damn fool. And so they done told y'all, let's go with what they told us, that they don't care if we get power in Egypt and nowhere, or do this here and that. They love equanities, that's what they said. I said, sure they do. Of course they do. Okay, foreign ministry controls access via embassies. Contacts overseas are widespread. The embassies are contact with the people, and the embassies control who go to Iran and meet with everybody. They have to be careful with Qum, because Qum is saturated with all kind of agents. Because if you got a college somewhere that people can come from anywhere, all I know is that hey, the people from around different places. Here's what I said when I got here. I didn't say it when I got here. I said I'm here to get the game. But what I had in my mind, what I told people later, was the first people I'm gonna look for is the ones, and the ones gonna look for me is the ones that work for and with Iranians down there. And the normal Negroes was already out there in Gaithersburg with the brothers. Why you gotta follow them out there? They